Ever catch yourself piling on reasons, hoping each one adds another layer of armor to your argument? You're talking, but you're also scanning their face, hoping for a nod of agreement. When it doesn't come, you add another, and also, that cascade of justification isn't armor, it's a tell. Confident people don't argue harder, they argue cleaner. By the end of this video, you will learn to spot the subtle signals of over-explaining in others. And more importantly, you will learn to replace this habit with calm, precise statements that land with authority. You know the moment someone asks a simple question, and suddenly you are delivering a monologue, listing 5 reasons in every possible obstacle. In that moment, it feels safer to cover all the bases. But this isn't safety. It's an impulse to manage anxiety. More words don't add power, they leak it. Every extra, unnecessary reason is another handle for them to grab, another thread for them to pull. You invite pushback and doubt, opening doors you never needed to open. At work, long explanations signal doubt and attract follow-up grilling. In dating, they dent attraction and read as image management. In negotiations, they leak leverage and invite discounts. Today you will learn to read this tell in others and replace it in yourself with a short, steady frame. Here is the psychological lens. Conversations run on unwritten rules. One is the Maxim of Quantity. Give as much information as is required and no more. When you oversupply detail, you break that social contract. The listener's brain flags it as an anomaly. It feels off. Their subconscious starts asking, why are they working so hard to convince me? What are they nervous about? It shifts their focus from your message to your state of mind. You can hear it. Because and, also, then more because. Hedges pile up. I think, maybe, kinda. You hear a soft disclaimer before the point. This might be stupid, but the backstory comes before the headline. By the time the point arrives, the room is tired. You can see it too. A nervous laugh, a breathless pace. Words run together. Eyes scan for approval while talking. In a meeting, someone answers with a long origin story before the answer. In text, they lead with excuses before the point. These are readable signals of over-explaining. There is a twist. People often add reasons because reasons do work, especially in small favors. In a classic test, adding a simple because bumped compliance from around 60% to over 90%. Even a thin reason moved people when the ask was small. But here is the trap. A cognitive bias called the dilution effect. Adding weak or irrelevant details doesn't just add noise, it actively subtracts from your strongest points. That's because our brains don't add up reasons, they average them. If you have one great reason, a 10 out of 10, and you add 3 mediocre reasons, you haven't made your case stronger, you've just dragged your average down to a 6. The more mud you add, the murkier your best point looks. So the move is simple. One clean reason beats 3 muddy ones. When you hear a reason pile, expect dilution. When you feel the urge to stack, remember you are watering down your own strongest point. Cut back to the core. Important guardrail. Over-explaining is not a lie detector. Reviews of deception cues show small links at best. Length alone tells you little. Read it as a confidence in persuasion signal, not as proof of dishonesty. Keep your judgments soft and situational. So how do you defend against this? When someone floods you with justifications, your first move is to calmly ask for the single decisive reason. Of all those points, what is the main driver here? Or, if you had to pick one thing this hinges on, what would it be? This question forces them to sort their thoughts. It cuts through the fog of their anxiety and reveals what truly matters. Their answer, or their hesitation, tells you a great deal. Next, strip fluff with a test. If that were not true, would this still make sense? Or time box it. What is the cost or benefit in numbers? Or by Friday? These trims flush out noise and surface the lever you can use. Watch how this plays in sales. A car rep stacks add-ons, protection, coating, mats, coverage for peace of mind. You say, if I decline every add-on, is the factory warranty still the same? The stack often collapses to one real reason or none at all. You keep your footing. Now let's turn the lens on ourselves. The best way to replace this habit is a mental model called BLUF, bottom line up front. It's a simple three-part structure. 1. Start with the headline answer. 2. Follow with your single strongest reason, using the word because. 3. State the clear next step or ask. That's it. This short, clean shape is easy to use under pressure. It respects the listener's time and signals that you've organized your thoughts, a powerful display of competence. Use the one reason rule. Pick your strongest driver. Say because once, then stop. If someone asks for more, add a second reason, then stop again. Because twice without a prompt is a red flag to your own ears. Add one more tool, the 10-second pause. Breathe once. Let the first rush fade, then speak. That short delay does two things. It slows your rate, and it shows you are not scrambling to convince. Silence works for you. Delivery matters. Aim for fluent, not frantic. Somewhere around 160 to 190 words a minute feels smooth and clear. Much faster, and people miss pieces. Very slow can read as unsure. Practice a steady pace with short, clean sentences. And finally, swap hedges for ownership. Use I recommend or my analysis shows instead of I think maybe. Keep your conversational turns fewer and fuller. Make your point cleanly, then stop. Confident people often stop talking first and let the other side react. That silence is not a void. It's a space for your words to land. Let's ground this at work. Your manager asks, can you deliver the draft by Friday? The over-explaining reply starts with vendor delays, legal edits, and laptop crashes, a list of excuses. The confident BLUF reply is different. Friday is tight because the assets arrive Thursday. I can deliver a solid outline Friday or the full draft Monday. Which do you prefer? It's clear, it shows foresight, and it hands control back to them in a structured way. Hear the shift. You signaled control. You offered clear options. You did not invite a debate about every detail. You gave the decision maker an easy choice and kept your status steady. Now to price talks. The insecure stack lists licenses, inflation, special tools, tight timeline, and team morale. A seasoned buyer hears a discount window. The confident frame is simple. The price reflects complexity and a 2-week turnaround. If we relax the timeline, cost drops around 12%. You anchor on the two levers, not on noise. Dating and family moments need the same shape. Late to a date. Skip the traffic novel. Say, I kept you waiting, sorry. Thank you for your patience. It will not happen again. Family boundary. We are not traveling this month. We can video chat Sunday at 3 if that works. Short apologies and clear boundaries repair more and invite less debate. Of course, context matters. This is not a rule to be brutally concise in every situation. Professions like law or medicine require thorough justification, and in some cultures, more background is expected. The key is to lead with clarity, then add evidence as needed. Also, recognize power dynamics. A junior employee may need to justify their work. In that case, use structure. Lead with the BLUF, then say, I can walk you through the details. This keeps your frame of confidence while meeting expectations. Also remember this, people differ. Second language speakers, neurodiverse minds, and anyone with anxiety may pace or explain differently. Aim for structure and kindness, not style policing. And keep in mind that the because boost holds for small asks. Big stakes need real substance. Here is the reframe to carry with you. Confidence isn't found in more words. It's found in fewer, truer words. Your action for this week is simple. Pick one recurring ask in your life, at work, at home, and the next time it comes up, answer with the BLUF model. Headline, one reason, then stop talking. Let the silence do its work. You'll be amazed at the respect it commands. If you want to keep building this toolkit of applied psychology, subscribe to Mind Mode for more on reading people and holding your center. Thanks for your time.